Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. I choose Phoenix.
Hello, I'm Terri Tucker with Phoenix Home Care and Hospice, and I'm so excited to be here with you today with another episode of Why It Matters. My guest today is Alex Melugin, Vice President of Phoenix Home Care and Hospice, and this is the first time we've been over here in Wichita, so we're real excited to be here with you, Alex.
So glad to have you here.
That's awesome. I wanted to do a little interview with you to kind of talk about something that everybody's talking about, which is the whole world of employment. It is so hard today to get and keep and continue to motivate great employees that add to your culture and to help all of us be successful. And I know Phoenix is very purposeful and very intentional about that. So you agree with me that the caliber of employee makes or breaks your company, right?
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you do to make sure that you're getting the best and brightest and then keeping them?
You know, I believe, Terri, as a vice president, my responsibility is first and foremost to attract, maintain, and motivate
Okay.
the best staff in any given market,
Okay.
whatever the markets are that we in. I do believe Phoenix has been very successful at doing this. And I think it's because of our entire corporate attitude, and that is of an inverse org chart.
Okay.
Where I'm at the bottom where
Yeah.
I belong. And I know we've got team members that'll be watching this, that'll be cheering that on.
Alex at the bottom.
Yes,
yeah.
that's exactly right. But I really do believe that I go to work every day, right, for the directors of the departments, the
Sure.
managers of the programs. But in turn, I expect for them to go to work every day for our field team. So
Yes.
that can be the therapists, the nurses, the caregivers. And if that comes together, which it often culminates,
Yeah.
it culminates in wonderful patient satisfaction and patient care, and that is the business that we're in.
Yeah.
But it all starts with our conscious approach
I love that conscious approach
to taking care of
inverting
our
your
staff.
org chart.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
So you get some people come in off the street and they want to work for Team
Yeah.
Phoenix. What do you look for?
So there are three main things
Okay.
that our founder has taught me one-on-one, and then I've taught our managers and directors. The first thing that we're looking for in a Phoenix teammate is attitude. Are they a glass half full kind of person?
Yeah.
We've all been and hung out with the negative
Yeah.
Nancy's, the
Yeah.
negative Nellies, and they're just no fun to be around. And no matter how good of a position that you put those kind of people in, it's never going to be good enough.
Right. They'll see
Posi-
what they don't have instead of what they have.
That's right.
Yeah.
Positive people can make great situations, great outcomes with patients from very,
Yes.
very tough circumstances.
Yeah.
And we see that every day here at Phoenix.
And you know that attitude, that positivity goes along with our mission statement of creating new beginnings.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's number one is attitude. What's number two?
Number two is work ethic.
Okay.
So we all know the people too, where they're fun, we love to be around them.
Yeah.
But when it's time to roll up the sleeves, they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
See ya.
They're not
Yeah.
around. You're not going to be successful if that's your approach here at Phoenix. So if you have the attitude and the work ethic, you're 2/3 of the way there. to being a
Okay.
great
So I'm
Phoenix team
dying.
member.
What's the third?
So the third is the intellectual capacity to
Okay.
do the job that we're asking them to do. So if it's a director of nursing, obviously they have to have a clinical background, but then can they manage multiple projects? If they're in accounts payable, are they organized? Are they responsive? If it's in payroll, we all know they better be very good at payroll because we
Yeah.
have quite a big one here at Phoenix. So there's a lot of different, it takes so many chinks of this chain to make a strong chain.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of different specialties.
Yeah.
So we look for people who have the intellectual capacity to be really great at the job that Phoenix needs them to be good at.
Right, and to own that link.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
That's perfect. So you've got attitude, work ethic, and the capacity. The capacity to not only intellectually do the job, but to continue to learn as well and grow.
That's exactly right. And the healthcare industry is a perfect example of that. The industry is ever changing, and we have to be ever changing with it.
Awesome. So we learned those 3 really valuable things from Alex Melugin, and we also learned that he, as a leader, is also a servant. And he believes that putting himself at the bottom of that org chart is where it begins here for the Phoenix office in Wichita and in the other cities that you lead as well.
That's exactly right.
Great.
And Terri, if you don't mind me sharing, I'd love to share a story with somebody who we saw that glimmer of possibility
Yes.
in. His name is Jason Childry.
Yeah.
He was a hospital nurse at Westlake on the ortho floor.
Really?
We had gotten to know him through some mutual associates, and he wanted to interview for hospice. Had no idea what hospice was.
Yeah.
Literally was a floor nurse working 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Didn't know what hospice was, had never worked in the industry at all. He has, with many others, but he has definitely been one of our rock stars. I have gotten personal text messages, calls, and emails directly related to Jason because we saw that intellectual capacity, what we were talking
Yes.
about, that he is somebody who could be wonderful at being a hospice case manager. Not only has he been a great hospice case manager for the last year and a half, he just got promoted to our assistant director of nursing for the entire hospice program. Wow. And it all started with somebody off the streets that
Yeah.
we did not know, that did not know the product, that we saw talent in.
Yeah.
And invested
That
in him.
capacity.
And then he rolled his sleeves up and went to work,
Yeah.
learned his craft, truly mastered his craft. And now he's the assistant director of nursing for the entire hospice program in Wichita.
And he had all 3 of those
He
things.
did,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. That's
Absolutely.
incredible. Well, Alex, thank you so much for joining me today. I enjoyed talking to you.
Well, thank you, and don't be a stranger. Come visit us in Wichita
We will
more
be
often.
back in Wichita.
All right.
And we thank you for joining us for this episode of Why It Matters, a service brought to you by Phoenix Home Care and Hospice that helps us celebrate those moments that life gives us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. I choose Phoenix.